Hey, what's up guys? We are at Jones Subwoofer Solutions again. I've got another amp dyno to do, and it is a viewer request, the Power Acoustik Vertigo 8000. It says on it 8000 watts max, and also says on the box there 8000 watts max. And it was hard to find any other printed numbers, but I did find it. The very back of the manual might be hard for you guys to see. 2600 watts at 1 ohm is what it says. 1400 watts at 2 ohm and 850 watts at 4 ohm. So we'll run it through the tests today. Sorry, it's a little dusty. Run it through the tests today and see what it's got. If it'll do the 2600 watts it says it'll do, or maybe it'll surprise us and we'll see 8000 watts. So what it came with is a plastic bass knob, and it does say min max, but this is a really small knob. This one is real hard to turn. It is a phone jack style on one end and a headphone jack style on the amp end, if you can see that. And it did come with some mounting screws. But that's it. I've got it hooked up, giving it its best chance possible. We've got the dual 1-aught inputs with 2-aught welding cable. And this thing, it's got its best chance to do whatever power it'll do. So you guys drop your guesses. Let me know what you think it'll do. And I'll catch you over on the dyno. We'll get to work on this thing. Alright, here we are. I've got everything queued up and ready to go. So we're going to start with 4 ohm certified, 2 ohm certified, and then 1 ohm certified, and we'll go from there. So to start, back through here, 4 ohm. And I did listen to you guys. Some of you guys complained that my voltage has been too high. I tried to get it as low as I could, within reason. So again, 4 ohms. This is rated 850 watts. And certified is up to 1% distortion. Let's see if this will do its rated power. And again, that was 850 watts. Starting at 14.7 volts. Hopefully you guys like that a little better. And we did not get 850 watts. We got 562 watts, dropping to 14.6 volts. So out the gate, we're already not making rated power. I swear the viewer that told me to run this said both the 8000 and I believe the 10,000 will do like 2,000 and 3,000 watts. So we'll see. And I do have the 10,000 coming. That's my next video, guys. So a lot of talk that it's like the Cab 22. We'll find out. I got a Cab 22 right here. So all right, back to the dyno. 2 ohms certified, which is up to 1% distortion. We are starting at 14.66 volts, and this was rated 1400 watts. We got 950 watts into 2 ohms, dropping to 14.5 volts. Again, missed the mark. And we'll go back and test 1 ohm. 1 ohm again was rated 2600 watts. I don't think we'll see that. Just start this just in case. see that. All right, certified 1 ohm, starting at 14.6 volts, rated 2600 watts. Here we go. And we got 1,359 watts. Into 1 ohm, we dropped to 14.4 volts. So failed to meet its mark. But we will continue with uncertified, which is into clipping. We may see a little bit more power on uncertified, typically do. And we will start with 4 ohms again. Four ohms uncertified, starting at 14.7 volts. Again, all the way into clipping. Factory rated 850 watts. It's not going to do rated. So 578 watts into 4 ohms, dropping to 14.6 volts. And we will try 2 ohm run at 14.6 volts, uncertified to clipping. This was rated 1400 watts. Can it do it? Man, I let it run too. 997 watts into 2 ohms, just shy of 1,000 watts, dropping to 14.5 volts. That was pretty heavy clipping. All right, and finally 1 ohm. Again, rated 2600 watts RMS. We are starting at 14.6 volts. This is the Power Acoustik Vertigo 8000. Here we go. $1,435 watts into 1 ohm. We dropped to 14.4 volts. So what do you call this, guys? 1300 watt amp? 1400 watt amp? See how much burst power it has? The dynamic run is a burst 40 hertz track. And depending on the amp, often these are substantially higher than the other numbers. But we shall see. So we're going to start with 4 ohms. We are at 14.7 volts. And again, 850 watts was the factory rating. That is it. 581 watts into 4 ohms, dropped to 14.6 volts. And dynamic power at 2 ohms, starting at 14.6 volts again. 40 hertz burst track, supposed to simulate music. $1,012 watts into 2 ohms, dropping to 14.5 volts. And finally, 1 ohm burst, which is pretty much the best chance this amp has to make its power. We are starting at 14.6 volts. This is rated 2600 watts. Let's go ahead and see what it'll do. All right, you guys see it. 1,575 watts into 1 ohm, dropping to 14.38 volts. So, of course, this amp did not make the 8,000 watts it says on the box. It failed to meet even their smallest numbers they gave us here in the manual. So, stay tight. I will get the amp opened up. We can get another look at it, get a look inside, and we'll go from there. So, hang on. Alright guys, we're back. Got the amp open, we can see inside. And honestly, you know, it doesn't look bad other than there ain't much there. I mean, I've seen amps rated for less with a lot more in them. So just so you guys can get a better look in there. Looks like that says it is 100 volt caps. Can't see anything else on them from this angle. It is a Power Acoustic branded board. You can see their logo on it there. I mean, it's not an ugly amp inside, but like I said, it's kind of bare compared to some other stuff we've seen. Look at these caps. 2200 microfarad, 25 volts. No brand. And we'll just take a look at the end caps here. You do have power and protect light, the plug for your remote bass knob. It has inputs and outputs for your RCAs. Your gain, your low pass filter goes from 40 Hertz to 180 Hertz. Subsonic is off all the way up to 50 Hertz. Has a variable bass boost from 30 to 80 Hertz and from 0 to 12 dB. And we'll look at the other end here. I had high hopes, man. I seen these 1-aught inputs. You guys sure talked this up. Quite a few of you did anyway. I thought this was going to do way better than it did. But there's some 1-aught power and ground, oversized remote, and 10 gauge or so for the speaker outputs. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say. The numbers speak for themselves. This amp did not do rated. I don't know any similarities between this and the 10,000 watt Vertigo. Like I said earlier, you guys have said that it's the 10K model is similar to the Cab 22. We'll find that out in a future video. If you guys know if this matches a board to another known amp or anything, let us know below. Again, if you got any feedback, I always love to hear it. If you have a request, let me know. But I do want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. That would mean a lot to me. And then hit the bell so you know when I post a new video. Thank you again. We'll see you next time.
Three peanut butter jelly, see you found a job yet. Miles wanna call me, tell them that I'm on it. Say that I'm trying, but I'm lying when I'm rhyming. Working on a resume, gotta have you call back. Really this mine if you think about it, right? This is my time and they tell me that I grind. I know that, but it's nice to be reminded about that time and time again. What time is it? Don't really matter though. Not my money, got cash in an envelope. Got caught up, one call on the telephone. Had to switch address, which way to let her go. They switch from the header on a bitch whenever I'm loose. Rolls on them, I told them I know nothing. Can't say the same for you. Straight pussy, no pedestal. Mad that I'm still laying around. Why does it take so long? Failing to fall off. so sweet.